All hail, Sand the God the Prime. What's good, folks? It's Frame here with a new Warframe video, taking a look at the Inaros Rework. Wow! Oh my goodness, Inaros. Oh, he's no longer a meme. That's hard to believe. Hopefully they do something about Ureli. She's still trash. Anyway, if you want to know how stupid and useless Inaros was, I do have my top 5 worst Warframe video. You can go check that out. You know what's funny? Years prior, Grendel was in the top 5. He got reworked. Hydro was in the top 5. He got reworked. Inaros was in the top 5. He got reworked. Let us be honest, he's not that great, but he's comfortable. He actually has useful abilities, which is shocking. Not the best abilities in the world, it's just useful abilities. Are the builds over the top crazy? Yeah, they're okay. They're okay. But let's go over his new kit. Alright, his passive. When Inaros takes lethal damage, he entombs himself in a sarcophagus and incarnates as a sand to attack enemies, draining their life force to revive him. What does this mean? So when he eventually dies, there you go. He's no longer a coffin. You have to melee hit enemies. Yes, your melee key. And this will fill up this diamond shape meter and bring you back to life. Unfortunately, that attack speed has to shine with animations because it is not increased by your attack speeds on your melee. And his other passive is healing from finishers, which ties into his first and second ability. His first ability is still Pocket Sand. Not the greatest ability in the world, but now you have a visible marker on enemies, and you can finisher more enemies, and it's a lot easier for directional finishers. That's about it. Now the best part is, his second ability no longer needs to suck off enemies. So he's not sitting there in one spot, doing his radio suck on one target. Jesus. Just to heal himself. Now he has Sandstorm, where he sucks in enemies into the storm, doesn't push them away. He's invulnerable while he does this, and when he's done, he brings all these enemies into one pile. And when enemies are in this pile, they're open to ground finishers. So this is really good if you want to do crescendo stuff. Unfortunately, this ability does not cleanse you of status effects, but it heals you. So you take damage, use this ability, and heal yourself. Pretty useful. The third ability, which is awesome now, I mean, you still have to suck yourself off, but you don't have to stand in one spot to do so. You do get an armor buff on the bottom right corner, and this armor buff does scale with strength. But the cool thing about this is that it prevents status effects. So, no getting knocked down. No need for Prime Surefooted. And whenever it prevents a status effect, you can see it consumes that armor. And since I lost health from sucking myself off, I can use my second ability to heal myself. Pretty damn good. Now the fourth ability is somewhat of an armor strip and damage over time ability that scales from strength and health. It's a code shape attack that crowd controls enemies, deals corrosive damage, and when you manage to kill enemies affected by this ability, it spawns Sand Kavats, up to 3 maximum. His first ability does have an augment that gets you 2 extra cats, but you don't need them. That's pretty much Inaros now. His abilities aren't that over the top, but they're way better now. Actually, not bad. So let's take a look at the build that I'm using for Inaros. The Helminth ability is Lycith's Hunt. This is Runa's Helminth ability. The cool thing about this ability is that it's all about melee. You kill enemies with your melee, it drops health orbs, and these health orbs can be picked up and be converted into. At the same time, Inaros picks up these health orbs and it grants you more health if you're using Arcane Blessing. Pretty damn good. On top of that, I do have a companion that helps maintain this ability, because if you kill enemies with 5 or more unique status effects, that refreshes the ability so it never has to be recasted. And the best part is that I don't have to run mods like Rage or Hunter Adrenaline to replenish my energy. This gives me health and it gives me energy, which is very useful to have. Otherwise, he's free to use any Helminth you want. It literally doesn't matter at the end of the day, as long as you have health, strength, and range. These are the most important things for Inaros nowadays. Strength was never a factor, neither was range. It was just health and armor. Now, his abilities are actually affected by strength and health, because his fourth ability scales with strength and a portion of his health. So more health, more strength, this ability does more damage. However, it's not really for damage, it's more about priming enemies with corrosive and also crowd controlling them while spawning in those sand cats, so you can have a bit more survivability as they help you crowd control more enemies. Now, for those thinking, what about green shards and Inaros? I did try the green shards, however, the corrosive application is very, very slow that it's not worth running green shards on him at all. Just for this ability, that is. Otherwise, the third ability doesn't need range. The second ability is affected by range, and the suck radius scales off range. So let's go into Steel Path just to show you how useful Inaros can be. Never thought I would say those words out loud. Okay, here we are in Steel Path. Notice we have our Diriga here because he also helps us out when it comes to energy and upkeeping Lycat's Hunt. On top of that, look at that juicy 9k HP, and this definitely goes over 9k. All right. Of course, we suck ourselves off, just like every Inaros. Activate Lycat's Hunt. Instantly heal. Our melee heals us. At the same time, it's our main DPS weapon. Look at that juiciness. And let's use our second ability. Suck everyone in. Drop them down. Press our fourth ability. Shred them to bits. And spawn in our cats. Cats are going to go around priming enemies with corrosive while I'm out here killing enemies. Let's drag in some more. There we go. Look at that. Such a brain dead build. Look at that. These guys, corrosive procs, CC'd. Oh my god, Inaros actually is useful. Not the greatest in the world, but he's useful. And check it out, we have 10,200 HP. And our health is not even going down. I mean, it goes down for a brief moment, but it's healed right back up. Crazy good. Drag him in. Boom. Yes. The first ability is absolutely useless, so there's no point even using it at all. Have a look on the bottom right corner. My Lycat's Hunt is always being refreshed. It's always at 59 seconds. It goes down for 1 second and then right back up because of our Diriga, our fourth ability, and our melee. Like, who would have thought this was Inaros in 2024? I mean, I would have personally loved Overguard, but this is decent. It's decent. So let's go back into the Orbiter and have a look at how I put this Inaros together. All right, here we are back in the Orbiter. Let's take a look at what we have. Starting off with the Archon Shards. Now, in the Archon Shards, I just have energy. Surprising, right? You thought it would be health or armor? Nah, it's energy here because I don't have prime flow on the build. The last two slots can be whatever you want. More casting speed, more energy, or strength, whatever. It literally doesn't matter at this point. And now the Warframe himself. In the aura, of course, physique, because yeah, it's Inaros. Why not? Physique gives you that 20% more health in every mission. Enemy sense in the Exilus, just to give us enemy radar. We don't need PSF or anything like that because his third ability is status immunity. Pretty huge. Range at 145% with just Archon Stretch. And for those who know the synergy between Archon Stretch and the Diriga, there you go. Duration at 155% with primed continuity. This duration here is primarily for the second and fourth ability. The second ability's travel distance is dependent on duration, while the uptime of your crowd control and cats also scales off duration. Equilibrium converts health orbs into energy and vice versa. We have the triple Umbral Mod combo because why not? All of these three combined are a set bonus giving you more value. As you can see, 177% health, more armor, and of course more health. With Prime Vigor, this is additional health. However, you can use other mods just to give you that bonus health. If you want, you can even go with Gladiator Resolve. Gladiator Resolve gives you health, but it also gives you melee crit chance. Or you can also use Carnus Carapace. That's if you want. It gives you health and armor. Pretty nice, not bad. Now in the arcane slots, I have Arcane Reaper. This gives me health regen and 660 armor for 10 seconds on melee kills. And that build is all about melees. And then Arcane Blessing gives me more health when I pick up health orbs, stacking up to 1,200 bonus health. All of this contributes to him being a lot more tankier and having better survivability. However, if you don't care about the extra health, Arcane Guardian is a huge buff right here, giving you more EHP. But of course, people want to see bigger number on the health, so Arcane Blessing. But otherwise, Arcane Guardian is, for that juicy tankiness. Equilibrium and Arcane Reaper are two sources of my healing. My third source of healing is the Daikyu and Nikana combo. What is the Daikyu and Nikana combo? First, let's have a look at the Daikyu build. The best build ever. All you need to have is Amalgam Daikyu target acquired. 3% lifesteal on Nikanas. This doesn't have to be a kill, just an actual hit. And the best part is, melee influence on the Nikana triggers this effect like crazy. So yeah, and the rest are just here for utility. Amalgam Serration just for the sprint speed, and of course primary dexterity. The secondary doesn't matter, just have secondary dexterity. Taking a look at the Nikana build. Here we have Blind Justice, pretty brain dead stance. Discipline's Merit, this is to activate Tennokai after 4 hits. Otherwise, use anything else. And your typical slash build. However, I did swap out Gladiator Might for the Electric mod, so then I can trigger melee influence. Otherwise, this is your usual slash build. Melee influence just gives it more utility. The Doriga. The reason it's able to trigger Archon Stretch is because Arc Coil counts as an ability, which then helps Archon Stretch give me that energy regen on abilities that deal electric damage. Otherwise, everything else here is yeah. You could switch it to Medi-Ray instead of Shield Charger. This will be way better for Inaros, but it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. He has so much healing, he doesn't even need it. And of course, don't forget to mod your Hellstrom with Viral and Heat. So you debuff enemies with Viral and Heat with that little bit of armor strip. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is the newly improved Inaros, aka Sand God Prime. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure there'll be other funny builds out there for him, and we might release one down the line. Who knows? We'll see. But there's other videos that I'm planning to release, especially when it comes to the new augments. So stay tuned for those. Anyway, folks, that has been it from me. I do hope you've enjoyed and learned something from this video. And if you did, please feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, a peace. Bye-bye now.